academic medical centers play a really interesting role in the ecosystem for cell therapies. Traditionally, they've been where a lot of the innovation occurs. And in academic GMP labs where some of the manufacturing, and then where all of the clinical testing occurs. But I think there's a real opportunity for these centers to play a leading role in propelling the field forward. And that really comes from upgrading that area of manufacturing to be more industrial. And so at CTMC, we're integrated with MD Anderson in a very industrial way to take those innovations from academic medical centers, work with those researchers to industrialize their processes. So when we see great results in the clinic, they can go even further in development and commercialization.
And Jason, I would add as well that I think the great strength is having that patient adjacency with academic medical centers, to be able to have that ability to quickly get product to patients and to interact with the clinicians and investigators at the academic center. Jason, maybe I'll start this one and then hand it over to you. I think it's critical to build in processes and procedures to really include and support innovation in cell therapies early in the development. I often talk about the fact that in early development, not only do you need the technical expertise, but you also need the regulatory expertise. And quite frankly, I think you need the innovation expertise. So by working early with innovative technologies, innovators in the field, we can actually plan for use of their technology at a very early stage, thereby identifying opportunities and also identifying areas for potential concern. So I do think it's a critical component of leading the field forward. Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. And the earlier you can partner with researchers and innovators, you can also shorten the amount of time it takes to get to the clinic and get these very impactful cell therapies to the patients who need them. So we want to get the best product to the right patients in the shortest amount of time. Digital systems and automation have been an important part of all therapeutics development manufacturing. Robots can do things more consistently than people can. However, I think it's been a nice to have for other therapeutic modalities. Whereas with cell therapy, because we are making so many batches and each batch is personalized for each patient, that threshold turns from nice to have to must have. And incorporating that kind of digital technology and automation as early as we can is important. However, I think it's also important that that automation doesn't come with trade-offs of lack of flexibility. So it's important that it's automated, but allows for the process scientists to be able to have flexibility to design the most fit for purpose process.
I also think that we talk a lot in early development about the valley of death in biotech and how there are times where it's very difficult to have certainty. The funding is scarce, and it's easy for a lot of these early stage companies to not be able to make it. I feel that innovation is one important key to being able to navigate the valley of death. Let's use innovation, let's use technology in order to gain time, in order to gain efficiency, and in order to move forward in a more capital efficient way.
That's a great point. Lots of times early stage biotechs focus on time to IND. How long does it take us to get from where we are to IND? And that's very important. But what we typically measure is time to clinical proof of concept. How are we not only going to get to IND, but start that clinical trial quickly and get that consistent product to as many patients to understand how well it works in the clinic as quickly as we can.
At CTMC, we pride ourselves on identifying the latest technologies and innovations in the field that we can bring to our customers, we like to call co-development partners. Our relationship with Ori is one in which we are partnering to really innovate in the field of manufacturing, bring a lower cost of good into the picture, but also identify the value proposition around it. One of the excellent opportunities that we have with Ori is to be able to provide our early stage biotech the opportunity to look at technologies, to understand them, and then to ultimately implement them as they go through their journey to clinical proof of concept.
It's a great point. I mean, I think what we're overall trying to do is find these win-wins that are frictionless. So how can we have more automation, more scalability, but also maintain that flexibility? And what we've been impressed about working with Ori over the last several years is they've been able to come up with ways of having these win-wins for our partners.
CTMC and Ori have been working together for quite some time, focusing on the Ori platform, not only how we can implement it in early stage biotech, but also how do we evolve it over time? How do we make it even greater and provide a larger potential for its utilization? As we continue down this track with Ori, one of the glue between the two organizations is our commitment to the patient. Our goal, whether it's through technology, whether it's through innovation or process, is to expedite clinical proof of concept to the patients that need them. The Ori team shares our culture and our vision, and together we're trying to bring down the cost of goods, increase the value, and bring therapeutics to patients in need.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. What I've been excited about the evolution of the IRO platform since we've been working with Ori is, well, we expected the automation. We really, and we felt that the digital infrastructure from the beginning was going to be built in. What I really hoped for by the intentional design and how it was engineered, that we could see improved, results and processes. And that's what's, I think, been most exciting, that in some of the early studies we've done, we've actually been able to see better biology and better improved processes for our partners' products.
And Jason, you often say CTMC is purposely fit. We are made to do what we do, and it's very intentional. Our partnership with Ori is the same. Ori as a company is purposely fit. You are creating something that not only adds value, but also adds to the larger ecosystem of the cell therapy community.
Yeah. Autologous cell therapy is, has amazing potential to change people's lives, has its own built-in challenges. And just as Amy was saying, what we're really excited about is that Ori was, purposely designed, and the IRO is purposely designed for autologous cell therapy. And really what we've done at CTMC is intentionally design an organization to help biotech companies also move their products, their autologous cell therapy products, from research into the clinic. And so we're excited, and it works very well synergistically with Ori to do that.